guys, thank you so much for joining me today. If you are here, that means that your body needs a little bit of TLC. I made this routine a couple days ago when I was really in the throes of having cramps. I knew that some of the exercises had felt really good, so I kind of put together a nice gentle routine to kind of help move that pelvis, get some relief. I love heating pads, Epsom salt baths, all that. I really try to avoid ibuprofen and Tylenol unless, it's really debilitating. So I hope that this brings you some relief. I apologize. My voice, again, sounds not great. I woke up with all kinds of sinus stuff. So fun, 'tis the season. But we're gonna go ahead and get started. We're gonna lie back on our mats. And we're gonna start with some pelvic clocks. So I want you to put your hands on your hip bones. I want you to slowly tilt your pelvis up towards your head at 12 o'clock. And I want you to tip your pelvis down towards your feet towards 6 o'clock. And it's just a very gentle tipping and tilting motion. I like to use the visual of your pelvis as a bowl, and there's a little marble inside and it's rolling back and forth. Kind of massaging that tailbone. It's just going to be a nice, gentle routine, really focusing on our breath. I don't care as much about form with this because I'm just doing gentle movements and things that feel good in this pelvic area. Let's go to 9 and 3. So we're going to tip and tilt that pelvis from side to side. You can gently press into your feet. Getting some nice pelvic rotation. If this is a little awkward, if you're not sure you're doing it right, you can lift your pelvis a little bit off of the mat. And you can have a bigger range of motion here. And let's do a full circle all the way around, tipping and tilting our bowl up towards 12 o'clock, over to 3, down to 6, around to 9. Just a nice big movement. Closing our eyes, steadily breathing. Go ahead and reverse that circle. Now let's go back to the 12 and 6, up and down. Drop your hands to your side. When you get to 12, you're just going to keep on peeling your spine off of the mat into a slight bridge. We're just going to do that 9 and 3. Just getting some nice twisting rotation. And then melt back down, starting at the top, finishing it out to that 6 o'clock, and then peel back up. Twisting, tipping, and then melt back down. Finish it to 6 o'clock. All right, now we're going to do some bent knee openings. So we're going to bring our feet together. You can again have your hands on your pelvis. And you're slowly going to drop that right knee open, keeping our left leg nice and still. And inhale to bring it up. Exhale to drop it open. Inhale to return. You notice your foot rolls onto its side. It's just that femur bone that's moving. Our body is nice and quiet. We feel a nice stretch in our hips. Syncing our breath up to the movement. Let's go ahead and do our left side. Inhaling to lower, exhaling to lift. You don't have to do it that way, just as long as you're breathing steadily. You can place your hands on top of that pelvic area, the warmth of your hands. Just giving that whole area some extra warmth and support. Let's go ahead and drop both of our knees at the same time. Making sure that our shoulders are relaxed, our neck's relaxed, our hands just resting gently, and our breathing connected to our movements. Let's keep our legs open. Let's bring the soles of our feet together. Let's just take a nice deep breath here. And another. You can do little pulses. Again, we're in no rush. You can keep your eyes closed. Just keep breathing. Go ahead and bring your knees back up to the top. Bring your arms down to the side. I want you to imagine that the inside of your feet are glued together and your knees are glued together. Keeping our shoulder blades heavy on the mat, we're going to go ahead and drop our knees together to that left side, letting that right hip raise. Our shoulder blades are nice and heavy on the mat. If you notice that your right shoulder blade is coming up, you can bring your knees up a little bit. We're feeling this nice rotation here. Let's come back to center. And let's drop to the other side. That left foot is completely off of the mat. Our knees are still stacked on top of one another. Taking nice deep breaths. Let's go to the other side again. Letting that foot come up, that hip come up. Our shoulders are nice and relaxed, touching the mat. One more time on the other side. Come back up to center. We're going to take our right foot and we're going to bring it up into a tabletop. And we're going to just kind of stretch it a bit this way, feeling a nice little stretch right here in our hip, and bring it down to the mat. We're going to do the same with our right side or left side. I'm really bad with my left and right, so I'm sorry, guys. And bring it back down. Almost like we're marching in place, really emphasizing this nice stretch here. Feeling our tailbone kind of massaging that as we bring our foot back down to the mat. Again, syncing our breath. One more each side. And let's go ahead and grab our knees, and we're just going to draw some circles, nice big movements. Let your feet just hang. Go in whatever direction you want. Really massaging out that tailbone. You can really lift your pelvis off of the floor. Again, form doesn't matter as much in this one. We just want to massage the tailbone, move that pelvic area. Focusing on keeping our breath nice and gentle. And when you're ready, we can come into a happy baby. So you can grab your feet and hang out here. Take a nice deep inhale. And out through the mouth. You can just stay steady, or you can bring your legs in and out. Do some gentle rocking. Whatever feels good here. And bring our feet back into tabletop. We're going to grab just below our knees for an assisted roll up. We're going to tuck our chin to our chest, curl our shoulder blades off of the mat, and then let gravity drop our feet, taking us up. Sit up nice and tall. Take a big belly breath. Tip that pelvis towards 12 o'clock. Curling that spine. Once your arms get straight, we're going to let gravity roll us back, really massaging that tailbone and spine. Let's do that one more time. Tuck that pelvis. Your arms get straight and you roll back. Great job. Let's do some more femur circles here. Letting those feet hang, massaging that tailbone. We're going to come onto our side and do a book opening. We want our hips stacked on top of one another, our knees stacked on top of one another. We want to make sure that our knees don't slide. Our gaze is attached to our hand and follows our hand slowly back. Remember, don't let those knees slide. We're just hanging out here as far as you can, having some nice upper spinal rotation. Our legs still stacked. Your gaze follows your hand back to the starting position. We're going to do this one more time on this side. Our gaze follows. Open up our chest. Take a breath here and then go ahead and let that knee slide back. Dropping that hip. Take a deep breath here. We're going to pull that knee back on top of one another. We're going to close our book. And we're going to come on to our other side and do the same thing. Keep your legs stacked on top of one another. Your gaze is going to follow that hand. We're not letting the knees slide just yet, so hold it here for a second. Take a nice breath. And bring that arm back. Let's do this again. Following that hand. Holding it here and letting that knee slide back, dropping the hip. Taking a nice exhale. Pull that knee. taking our hand and gaze back with us, let's close our book. Let's come onto our hands and knees, making sure that our wrists are under our shoulders, our knees are under our hips. We're going to take our right arm and we're just going to thread it through, having a nice stretch here. We're going to come on to the other side. We're going to end in a child's pose. Let's go ahead and sit back. Taking nice deep breaths. Just hang out here for a second. Feeling some relief in that lower back. I get really bad lower back cramps. Whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and come back up. And that concludes our little gentle PMS menstrual cramp relief flow here. I thought that was kind of a funny pun, menstrual flow. Anyways, I hope that that felt good. I feel really relaxed right now. And it really helped the other day when I was really feeling not great. I made that routine, like I said, when I was really feeling it. So I hope that some of that pelvic rotation felt really, really nice. Some of those stretches, you can do this. You don't even have to be having cramps to do this. It's also just a really good kind of de-stressor, just gentle stretches. But regardless, thank you so much for joining me on the mat, and I look forward to seeing you again.